At your home, do you like to entertain? And specifically, do you like to entertain outdoors? Maybe have an outdoor barbecue, a little picnic outdoors, perhaps hang out by the pool. I'm Joe with Gramophone, and today we're here with Pete Madueno with Aurora Group. Pete,
how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing excellent.
Good, good. One of the things that we found here at Gramophone is that our outdoor entertainment business is one of the fastest growing parts of the business because people love, especially in a cold weather, a place where you've got wintertime, people love to entertain when it's nice outdoors. And there are so many things that you can do with outdoor entertainment, and we've got a whole range of options to help people through the decision making about how to enjoy the outdoors a little bit more. So let's talk about some of the options. I know that one of the biggest options that people like is to be able to watch a TV outdoors. But as you know, Pete, you can't take a standard TV outdoors. It won't last through the weekend because a standard TV is not weatherized. It's not built to the same standards that an outdoor TV is built to. So here at Gramophone, we have outdoor TVs that not only will last if you put them outdoors and leave them outdoors, but the picture will look great. However, as you know, Pete, these little TVs have little teeny tiny speakers. So let's start talking about what our options are to really make that outdoor experience what we want it to be.
Absolutely. And so one of the products that we have here is actually the new Definitive Technology Mythos. And so this comes in, what you see here is the this is the soundbar. So it's a 3-channel soundbar system that can mount directly under your TV, or it actually can go above the TV. Even the little Definitive Technology symbol can actually be rotated with magnetic. And so this is one version of it. It comes in 3 different sizes, a 65, a 75, and an 85 inch. That's not necessarily the length of it, but that's kind of to match the TV.
Right.
And the reason being is you want that kind of parallel look. You want it to kind of match the TV. They even have little wings here that can pop out to adjust, and you have about 3 inches on each side to adjust to the TV. And the reason this is a 3-channel, much like in the home, you want to have that experience where you have what's happening on the screen really being your left and right, and then the voices so that you can hear crystal clear dialogue coming right here out of the center channel. And that's really what this soundbar is able to do. I mentioned the LCR as well. And so there's another version that's a little bit smaller, and that is an LCR version where it's going to be your left channel, your right channel, and your center channel, and 3 separate soundbars. And this is 3 separate pieces. But all of this whole Mythos line is passive, so you do need a separate amplifier to power it. But a lot of times you have all different options on what kind of power. That's when you want to get Gramophone really involved, because they will not only be able to make it look great, but it's going to make it sound great. And it's going to be able to, really bring that whole experience from the inside to the outside.
Let's talk about some of the other outdoor solution products we have.
Absolutely. Let's do it. One of the things that I absolutely love about your Gramophone location here in Columbia is no matter what time of year you come here, you're able to see an outdoor option. A lot of times you have people who are thinking of outdoor options and it's a little too late. It's the middle of the summer, or it's the end of the summer, and they're like, oh, I'll approach it next year. Well, if you come in this option, first thing you're gonna see is the outdoor ability of what you're able to do. And it makes you think, even if it's January, oh, you know what? Baseball season's coming around, or it's May, I'm gonna have a party, I'm gonna have a 4th of July party. This is where I really want to go. I want to start looking into it, and that's where we really want to, show it off. And you guys do an incredible job here of showing off all the different options that you can put outside. So this is your traditional, what you think of when you come an outdoor speaker, though it's a lot nicer than what you normally expect from an outdoor speaker. So this is called the AM1. It stands for Architecture Monitor Speaker. And so this is a very, very unique speaker from Bowers and Wilkins. It has your tweeter and has your mid-range. It also has a bass radiator. So it's really gonna fill the space. A lot of times when you're outside, you lose that bass response. You lose that bass because you don't wanna have big tower speakers. You don't wanna have a lot of space. And you don't have walls to really bounce the audio off. The other really ingenious thing is the mounting system that we have. Basically, yeah, sure, that would be great. Yeah. So the way this mounts is it's actually going to mount directly on the wall, and all the wiring is going to come right here into the arm. And so there's not going to be any actually wires that connect to the speaker. And so the speaker is just going to simply sit on this 360-degree plated piece. It just pops right in, and then you can actually rotate it however you want. There is a single bolt that comes in, goes right in, twists in, and we give you the tool that will actually tighten it up for you. And so
awesome.
once you tighten it up, it's very tight. You can adjust it, you can tighten it. It can be vertical, so it can sit vertically and be able to rotate as you want, or it can be horizontal and again, rotate up or down as you want. And so not only does this look incredible, I mean, it sounds absolutely fantastic. It's one of those things that, it's one of those pieces that you're surprised on how much audio you're actually gonna be able to get from it. And also it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's not an eyesore. A lot of times you think outdoor speakers, they're just kind of there and you can't help but stare at them. This is something that's really gonna look nice. It comes in white and it also comes in black depending on what your outdoor experience is looking for and depending on what kind of aesthetic you're looking for as well.
Pete, that pivoting bracket is really brilliant for two reasons. One is because a lot of times you do want to get them visually out of the way, so you're putting them off to the corners of the eaves right under the house. So now you can pivot it back towards the listening area, which is great. But also the ingenious way they've done this, remember that all these products when they're outdoors have to be weatherproof. So the rain and snow that would otherwise leak in, you're protected here because the way that they've made that mounting system really water resistant.
Absolutely, and there's even a little drip tray out of it. So if water does get into that piece and you leave it out in the winter, which these can absolutely be out in the winter, and it freezes, it's not going to expand and crack that piece. It's going to just drip right out. And so it's really ingenious way that they built these, and it's very easy to take them off and take them inside, though you don't need to. Right. If you want to take them out, take them inside, and for the winter because you're not going to use them, or you're worried about them being outside in the elements, you can always take them off, and all it takes is the bolt, and you don't have to unwire it. You don't have to remove the wire. You don't have to remove the band. This can always stay there and look really incredible there.
Right, right. So this is a Coastal Source product. You can see that the part of the speaker that's actually producing the sound is angled towards you. And in this case, actually, that's the entire speaker, so it's not very tall at all. But some of these, Pete, are extremely bass capable, and there's a lot more speaker that just simply gets buried underground. Nobody really wants to see a great big honking speaker in an outdoor setting. So something that you can hide basically within, the mulch and the flowers and so forth. I've been on an installation fairly recently where I was astounded at just how much sound was being produced and how good it sounded by speakers that you could barely tell were there because of the way that they had also laid out the flowers and plants around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the important things with audio is, especially with bass response, you want to move a lot of air. And to move air, you need a big cabinet. And unfortunately, when you want to have a landscape system, you don't want that to be the focal point of your outdoor. And so something like this, being able to dig into the ground and have that cabinet, but underneath the ground where you don't actually see it, and all you're actually going to see is the actual drivers, is the actual piece that's producing the audio, and you don't have to worry about all the other complex parts of it, such as the wiring, such as the airflow and things like that. And so something like this is an incredible option. And again, it's something that you guys at Gramophone do absolutely incredible, and I would absolutely love a system like this to really fill out an entire space. It's not necessarily, you can hide it in a garden, you can hide it in a patio, you can hide it underneath stairs, you can hide it in a lot of different places, but get really big sound out of something that looks really small.
One of the things that's really important for us to acknowledge is that each home has its own individual look. And Pete, as we keep talking options, you might have a beautiful home and I might have a home a mile away, but some of the options we've talked about might work for you and not work for me and vice versa. I think one of the coolest options we have to talk about today are the planter speaker options. So can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the Piermont by Planter Speaker. And so this is an absolutely incredible speaker. There's a number of different variations, but this is one of those things that doesn't need a lot of construction. You don't need to dig into the wall. You don't need to mount it. You run wire to it and it's ready to go. And you can have a number of different options. I personally am trying to get a green thumb. I want to grow some flowers. I want to grow some stuff. And so this is a perfect speaker for me because what it allows you to do is it allows you to actually plant in speakers or plant flowers or plants in the planter itself. So that's why they call it a planter speaker, right? These can be incorporated by themselves. Again, you just need to have an amplifier that is run to them, or you can incorporate them with another system. If you want to add this to, your nice little patio area and then have a landscape system somewhere else, you can incorporate that in that case.
And of all the different products that Planner speakers make, this is actually the best-selling model, because the most popular one, because it sounds so good and because of the look and the fact that it doesn't really look like a speaker at all. It looks like a fixture that you'd be proud to have outdoors.
Yeah, you know, here in your Gramophone Columbia, this is right at the entrance of the space, and a lot of people walk by it, so they actually have to turn them on, and then people walk in and like, where's that music coming from? And they're always looking up, but it's actually coming right here from the speakers. I mean, even myself, when I first came into the store, years ago, I walked right by the speakers because they just look so normal. They don't look like a speaker. You don't look at it and say, oh, that's a speaker. You know, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's a really cool planner box. That's interesting. And you move on. But, it produces such an incredible sound and such a space-filling sound that, I highly recommend these for almost any outdoor space.
Great.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for all of our upcoming highlights. You can learn more about these great products at gramophone.com. and shop Sky by Gramophone for a secure checkout with fast and free shipping straight to your door. Visit our showrooms at Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland, and our amazing Experience Center in Timonium. Please visit our Kitchen and Design Center in Hunt Valley, too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.